Today's Friday, and we're gonna spend the day connecting with people. Not people in the film industry though, people in the business industry. Let's see how this goes. So the first person we're meeting with is at a Starbucks, and he used to work at LinkedIn, and he knows the corporate world real well. So this should be interesting. So this is Jimmy, and we just met for coffee, and he's got a good understanding. He's worked in the corporate world a long time, and he's worked very specific in the data science.
Yes, exactly.
And so he has a really interesting perspective on the workforce and the work environment here. So it's been really cool and really encouraging just hanging out with him and just talking with him. So I appreciate it. Thanks for making the time, Jimmy.
Yeah, awesome to meet you too today too. It's been a while. Lovely to see you. We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, I'll have a link to Jim. Should I put a link to your website or link?
That'd be great. Yeah, I'll do that.
Website?
Let's do that.
Yeah. And you're doing coaching right now, right?
I'm helping people coaching how to be more successful in the new world of AI that's coming up as well. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, there's a link to Jimmy in the description. That was pretty cool. That gave me some good perspective, and definitely encouraged me to focus on smaller businesses that are like 5 to 100 employees. Try going after those, drumming up work with them. That's definitely a takeaway I had from Jimmy. Him and I used to know each other because I used to live in the area and we used to go to the same church together. So he's a cool guy, and he invited me to this work-life ministry where they have different recruiters and people from the work industry around who come together, and they just try to help and encourage each other. So he invited me to come. They have a photographer taking some headshots of people, and the photographer needs an extra hand. So he's like, you could come and you could help the photographer and meet some people. I think just help posing people. So it's nice to have something to do, not just show up and have nothing to do. So I think I am planning to go. So I'm gonna go. So cool. You never know who you're gonna meet. Might as well give it a shot. Just released a short documentary about this college soccer team out of Mississippi, the Tougaloo college soccer team, and it's doing really good. It's got currently 12,900 views within a day. I did a collaboration post between myself, the team, and our creative director on the project, and it's just really been popping off. Over 120 people have shared it to their Instagram stories or DM'd it to someone, which is really cool. And it's really helped elevate the team. This is kind of what their profile was looking like before. And then now they have this powerful video that demonstrates who they are, what it's like being on the team, what the vibe's like, and tells the whole story. And the response has just been great. Like, there's just so many positive comments from people who like the story and resonate with it. And there's even been one person who the coach had wanted to be on his like radio show before, some podcast show he has, but he could never get on. But then after making this video, the guy saw it and really resonated with it, and he's like, we need to talk, we need to have you on the show. And then you got guys like this guy saying, love it, I want to link with your coach to help with recruiting. And then you even had a recruiter reach out to the team and say, hey, I think you guys should talk to Netflix about maybe even doing a series. So it's just really cool to see how a good video can impact a brand that doesn't really have a good video, and how it can kind of like really help them stand out and kind of elevate themselves. So cool to see. Does this look like an event that I should be going to? Conquer the M&A game. Mergers and acquisitions. Probably not, but I want to meet more people in the business industry, and a friend invited me to this event. So we're gonna go. Here we are at our next stop, an event at JP Morgan, some kind of investor event. Let's see what happens.
Zebra and giraffe, and I predicted Girabra. You would be amazed if this one says driver, this one says driver, this one says driver, this one says driver, because inside the bag I have the world's first giraffe. Part giraffe, part zebra. How's that for a merger?
Everyone for this organization here. I'd like to thank Provisors. Can we get an applause from everyone?
Most businesses don't do that. So I'd say 3 years is a good window. It gives you time to have nice financial trending. It gives you time to
Well, I'm the last person here. I just stayed till the end, just talked to lots of people. Two old friends were actually here, and so that was really cool to catch up with them. And this is just really fascinating being around this community. It's different. People size you up real quick. They want to know what you're about, what you do. And so I got to practice telling people what I do over and over and over, and I can tell that I need work. I need to refine what it is I do. And it really became clear that I need to niche down, because people are like, okay, what do? You make videos? Okay, what kind of videos? And I was like, oh, I make commercial videos. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I know someone in commercial real estate. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not what I meant. So I'm realizing it's important to like be really clear in your communication. And this one guy told me, he's like, what niche do you want to focus on? I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure that out, because I like variety, but I know a niche is important. And he's like, yeah, I'm the same way. And he's like, but just having a niche, it doesn't mean you don't do the other stuff. It just means that that's how people get started with you, or that just might be the main thing you do, but you do other things too. You're not stuck with that niche. So that was cool. But all in all, that was cool being around these different people and stuff, different crowd. A lot of the speeches just went over my head, made no sense at all. But it was cool to be around, and I appreciate being out here. Cool to be in an environment that I'm not normally in. We'll see what happens from this.
Recording.
Bada boom. Let me show you what the gear is. Bam, 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 bam. Carrying it over here. Bam. And this is the gear. So today I'm testing out some new lighting that a friend has let me borrow. It's not normal type of lighting that you use in video, but these are Stella Pros. They're really, really nice, small, portable lighting. I think they're geared more towards photographers or run and gun videographers in a pinch, but they're super bright, super small, and my buddy is out of town for 6 months, so he dropped them off at my place and said I could use them. We've got 3 of them. Can you walk over to the sink? Okay, so this is basically what we're working with. I want to make this look nice. I mean, y'all already look really nice. It always amazes me how long it takes to set up lighting. Even a tiny setup like 3 micro LED lights like these, it took me like a half hour. Which I thought it would take me like 5 minutes, but I always feel like lighting takes me longer than I think. It's kind of funny. Okay, so this is the setup we've landed on. We've got our camera right here. It's got a 35mm lens. This camera has a 1.6 crop, so it's basically a 50mm lens. We've got our main light source, which is a diffuse light here. And we used a t-shirt to diffuse it because it's so small. You can just use a torn up t-shirt to diffuse it. So this is the main light that's coming in on the side of the face. And then we have this to kind of fill in the room a little bit more. And then we have this one as a hair light. Like, look how high this thing goes up so easily. So let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is how this is looking. I want a little more contrast on her face. I feel like the room is too bright, but like you can see her a lot better, and there's a little bit of a hair light. And you can kind of see the light behind her. So we'll fix this up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. I thought a hair light would work in this situation because I had a shoot recently where it just looked awesome, but it kind of just didn't fit the vibe. Just a mom in the kitchen. All right, so this is the final look that I've come up with that I actually like. We ended up diffusing here on her face, so it's like more gentle on her face, and then bouncing it off the wall because it's bright and white, and this kind of calms it down a little bit. And then in the back, I had this light, and I'll show you what that looked like. It put a little hair light on her, but I kind of felt like it was too much. Let me show you what that looked like. Can you scooch a little bit over so you're right? There you go, honey. Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see there, I mean, the hair light, it is a look, but I feel like it's maybe a little too dramatic for this. I kind of prefer it with it off. You can tell me what you think, which one you kind of like better, but I like that nice shadow on the side of her face. So there we go. These are pretty powerful. Unfortunately, you can't really control the color unless you put some gel in front of it, but pretty cool. This one's at 8,900. You can't really see it, 8,900 luminescence. So it's about as bright as it can go. This one's at 6,000. This one's wireless. The other one had to be wired, but pretty cool. Maybe we'll use them on a shoot. We'll see. I don't know. Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
Just got off the phone with a college soccer coach from the South who used to be a professional soccer player, and he's originally from South Africa. Anyways, he saw the video that we made about this soccer team in Mississippi, and he's interested in hiring me to put together a team and shoot a documentary in South Africa and the United States. It's all about the love of soccer and kind of the contrast of living environments, South Africa and America. He's really connected in both those communities, and he has this whole idea for a story. So I'm gonna try putting together a pitch. It might be like $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, which is crazy, but it's what they need. So we'll see what happens. I know you're excited about it, aren't you? How cool is that? Maybe shoot a documentary in South Africa? What? Maybe? I don't know if that'll turn into anything or not, but it's cool. It's cool that someone is interested in that. And it sounds like he's the kind of guy who could get the money together. And he really wants the documentary to go on Netflix. He already has a connection for Netflix, but he just needs a good enough documentary to hand that connection. So that's kind of crazy, huh? Yeah. And the final thing I wanted to share with you this week is that I just finished all my taxes, and that feels so good. That was the last big thing on my plate coming over from Mississippi, moving here to San Francisco. I had that soccer documentary to finish, and I had my taxes to do. So having my plate completely free to do new things, it just feels so good. And I'm getting some money back from taxes, so that's awesome. So I'm just so happy to have you here with me on this journey. Please leave a comment. I'd love to get to know you, and I'm just trying to use this channel to connect with people and share my journey with you. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.